Rarity takes Manehatten.
This was a good episode. I enjoyed this one. Mm-hmm. Except seeing Rarity go crazy. That was hard to watch. I personally...
any breakdown is slightly hard to watch.
No, most of them were pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
This one, well, her over-the-top reactions are always enjoyable, which is why she's one of my favorites.
I'm doomed!
New words of Bender from Futurama. But yes, I did enjoy this one very much.
Fashion Week, the introduction of a whole new city.
I didn't like it. The city I didn't enjoy. It was just dingy and dark, and that's not what I love about this universe.
Well, that's Manehatten for you.
That's New York.
Based off of New York.
Ugh. I don't know who would want to live in the city or who would think it's a good idea. You know, life expectancy is like 12 years shorter.
Don't forget, you do have Brideway.
I visit the city to see Evil Dead the musical, but that's as far as I go. You know what I just realized?
Huh.
Rainbow Dash is excited about that musical. I don't care for musicals either, but the only musical that I would go out of my way to see is Evil Dead the musical. Interesting. So I'm considering whatever that musical was called.
Oh, what about the meta joke they had?
Which one?
The pony randomly breaking out into song in the middle of nowhere.
Who does that?
Who does that? And then immediately montage song.
Rainbow Dash's face,
which seems to last all day.
Yeah, really. You figure they probably arrived around 10 or 11 because they'd want some time for sightseeing. So let's say if they arrived at 10, Rarity was singing for 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
My God. How does she have the lung capacity? And she sings in harmony with herself. I really wish... I guess the elements of harmony helped there. Yeah. Doesn't really work here.
No.
And the assistant. I like the assistant.
Coco Pamel.
I hate her name, though.
Why?
It's a stupid name. Just like I don't mind Shining Armor. He's not my favorite, but I don't mind him, but I hate his name. And Twiley. That's so stupid.
Twiley!
All right!
Dude!
Let's go surfing, Twiley!
Actually, interesting fact in, I think it's volumes 11 and 12 of the comics. Shining Armor used to be a D&D geek.
That's the best thing ever. Now he's one of my favorites. Everybody still plays.
And he still had a crush on Cadence at the time, who was a cheerleader.
Yes, I like this.
The geek got the girl.
The princess, no doubt.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, back to this episode, which again should be the title of the vlog. Again, I really like this one. I would put it in my top tier. Towards the bottom, but up there. This was a good episode.
What do you think of the other fashionista pony that came from Ponyville? Sorry.
I dislike her half as much as I dislike Diamond Tiara, which is a lot. Yo.
So how much is half of infinity?
Half of infinity. It's an imaginary number, you know, like I cubed or whatever. It's an imaginary number.
Okay.
Oh, Diamond Tiara. Oh. That vlog is aired by now, so people know. People know that I was throwing imaginary objects at her the whole time, and I raged all through that episode. I didn't really say much about the episode, did I? I just pretty much raged through that whole thing.
Yeah, you raged against bullies.
Yeah, well, let's get back to happier thoughts then. You know, I feel like deep down, Rainbow Dash enjoys the arts but doesn't want to admit it.
What did you think of the rainbow montage theme that seemed to have happened through the episode? The splash of water, the rain protection on Rarity's dresses, the thread.
It's interesting. I probably would have picked it up if you hadn't pointed it out.
The shine on the ropes, the shine in her eyes.
Yeah. I noticed it, but I wouldn't have made the connection if you hadn't said anything. I do want to pontificate about Rainbow Dash here, though. Rainbow Dash always, we seem to see her as this, like, I don't want to say jock, but...
tomboy.
Yeah. But then, you know, she's like, oh, I'm not into the arts. And then she goes, I'm never going to do that again. She goes crazy for a musical. She goes crazy for a book. I think she's just afraid to admit that she's into the arts.
Yeah.
And as much as
I'm not a geek.
Want to play Dungeons & Dragons? Yes? I mean, yeah, I guess I got nothing better to do. I feel like Rainbow Dash would love Dungeons and Dragons because she'd be the Munchkin.
Barbarian.
She'd be the Munchkin.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be the one always trying to get stronger. I punched the door down! It doesn't break. I want to try again. You can't. Why? Get out! Who would be the DM? No, we know who the DM would be. Come on. Twilight Sparkle.
Nah.
Obviously she'd be the DM.
Yeah.
Rainbow Dash would be the one trying to help all the NPCs.
I don't know. I kind of consider Celestia
Applejack
being the DM.
What if Celestia and Luna were co-DMing a campaign?
Wouldn't that pretty much be the Crystal Empire?
It would be based on that, I bet. That would be funny, though.
Because don't forget, during Crystal Empire, Luna didn't want Twilight to go. She even gave that look at her, like...
Oh, that's a look you don't want to see from Luna.
Just that look of...
That was her Nightmare Moon look.
I want to say, not even discontent, more like suspicion. Like, do you really think you can pull this off?
And she did.
She did. Albeit, it was really Spike who pulled it off.
Well, she's the one who figured all this stuff out to get to the Crystal Heart, so it was really both of them.
Yeah.
But, again, back to this episode. I feel like if it was in real life, I'm sorry, I'm still pontificating on it. She'd be the one who, let's talk about D&D or World of Darkness. Hey, Rainbow Dash, you want to play World of Darkness? What's that? It's a role-playing game. That sounds awesome. I mean, sure, why not? I got nothing better to do. And she'd be the one who...
Professionalism, Dash.
Exactly. But what were we saying before that? Oh, what's her name? Yeah, I already lost it. What were we talking about?
Sorry.
She turned Rarity into a mean person, and I didn't enjoy that. I kept thinking Siri. You know, the iPhone?
Yeah.
iPhone. Or AKA the iBend.
Sorry, Polymer.
See, I don't know anything about fashion. I buy all my clothes at Kmart.
I don't really know much about fashion either.
You just know names.
Because I randomly looked up trivia from these episodes as I was watching them.
That works. But I buy all my clothes at Kmart. What would Kmart be called in this universe?
Haymart.
Haymart. I buy all my clothes at Haymart. Well, actually, if we're speaking in terms of Rocky, I find all my clothes. See, the jacket was found. The hat was found.
Moving on.
The monocle was found. Moving on. The monocle's left.
Anything else you want to say about this episode? Because honestly, this was a pretty straightforward one.
It was pretty straightforward. I enjoyed it. Of course,
they show up to Manehatten. Rarity gets thrown under some pressure. Her friends don't understand said pressure. She turns into a bitch because they don't understand.
I feel like everyone was in the wrong here. I feel like...
Yeah, everyone was in the wrong, but note how it was only Rarity that apologized.
Yeah, and I feel like they would have been willing, if they had just sat down and talked it out, they could have said, okay, we'll go see the show and we'll get dinner. We'll pull an all-nighter, then we'll go to the show. They could have pulled that off.
Yeah.
I mean, they did oversleep just from sleeping regular hours, but... Wait, how did they all oversleep at once?
Who knows?
I just caught that. How does everybody... Oh, I know. Fluttershy turned the alarm clock off. Oh no, everybody should get more sleep. They're tired.
Girls.
Nobody can hear her trying to wake them up. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Girls.
Now if she had brought Angel with her, he would have woken everyone up. One time you could find use for Angel. But yeah, that's my headcanon now.
That
Fluttershy was trying to wake them up but couldn't yell loud enough. Now if someone had made her angry, she probably would have screamed. She probably has a lot of scream of everybody when she's angry.
Mm-hmm.
You won't love me! But I don't have much more to say. I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed everything that happened in my head, including Fluttershy trying to wake everybody up. This was a good episode.
What else happened in your head?
That's it, actually.
Oh, what about just the look of Manehatten, like, say, Times Square? I know you said that the rest of it looked kind of grungy.
It looked dingier than Times Square. It seemed like they really tried to make the place kind of
Actually,
gray.
do you want to know what? It looked empty.
Yeah.
It was
that's a
nobody
good
there.
word for it.
Because there was no graffiti. There was no litter. The streets were pretty nicely kept. Where the hell was everyone?
Oh, there's another thing I wanted to
When does Times Square ever look like that?
Never. But it's a different universe. But what do you call it? The bellhop. I didn't even do anything.
No, I didn't even do it. Oh, good God. Could you imagine how much he made?
I'm guessing $500-$600.
Just from that 1 week of Rarity being there.
Probably $500-$600. Just no more than that. Probably like $1,200 just from that week.
If they even have the dollar there.
I'm just speaking in our terms.
Yeah.
$1,200-$1,300 just because Rarity is nice.
Just because she kept giving him gems.
And that's especially why I didn't enjoy seeing her breakdown here, because she's usually, again, generosity. She's a really nice person despite her snooty ways. And then she goes crazy on her friends.
Yeah, but note how she learns a lesson about being too generous this time.
Yep. Generosity can lead to naivety.
This is actually the first time that we've seen a lesson that's relative to too much of their element.
Exactly. And that's good, because you need balance. You need not just to be nice to everyone. Here, everybody, here! I'm homeless now, but I gave everyone my stuff, so I'm okay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds bad. But, yeah, I don't have a lot more to say. I enjoyed this episode. There's a good lesson in it, something we don't normally see, and... Oh, and the assistant. I like the assistant. I like what she did in the end.
Oh, gave her the job?
Again, Deus Ex Machina.
I wouldn't say Deus Ex Machina. It was just status quo is God.
What?
Think of it. If Rarity didn't give that job to Coco, she would have stayed in Manehatten.
That's what I'm saying, though, because she's like...
It wasn't Deus Ex Machina. It's status quo is God.
I still say there's a bit of Deus Ex Machina, because...
Nah, if anything, that's Chekhov's gun with Coco.
What's that again?
If you present a gun on the wall in the first act, it better damn well be used in the second or third.
That makes sense. Is that the exact wording of it?
That's a paraphrasing.
I'm drinking ice cream, just for the audience.
Yeah, Coco Pamela is more like a Chekhov's gun, not a Deus Ex Machina, because she was established prior.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I liked her, though. I hope she shows up again.
I'm nitpicky on trope terminology.
Is she going to show up again in this season?
Coco?
Yeah. I feel like she could show up in season 5 if she hasn't, just to bring her back. 'Cause I like that character. She's a good person. She's the one who was
By the way, what did you think of that threat at the end? The gift given by Coco.
It's one of the keys. That's all I
You think it's a key?
I think so.
We'll have to see if the others get something like it.
Yes. Well...
If they each get their own if we see another rainbow-themed episode, that's,
ding, 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 ding.
That's probably the case.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed a Rarity-focused episode, because you know Rarity's one of my favorites.
Indeed.
She's one of my 3 favorites, being... Oh, God, it's hard to pick 3 favorites, but if I had to, I would say her, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie.
Her, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie? Where the hell did Twilight go in that group?
You know, I'm going to say this now. I enjoy all of these characters immensely. They're some of my favorite characters ever.
You just can't pick it. You just can't put them in any order. It depends on your mood.
I could. Twilight's usually towards the bottom. But again, I like them all a lot, except for really Applejack. She's kind of forgettable, but her family's great, and if that's part of her, then I like her too.
That is part of her, really, if you think about it. She's a family girl.
May as well be Pinkie, Dash, Fluttershy, Rarity, Twilight, and the Apple family.
The Apple family.
An image just appeared in my head. Big Mac with a Tommy gun. I don't know why. Dressed like Scar.
Hello to my little friend.
Say yep to my little friend. Yup, 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 yup. It's a yup gun. This is happening and I'm making it.
Yeah, you're on your own for that.
Yup, 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 yup. No, 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 no.
Oh, God.
Apples, 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 apples. You don't say that. I do now.
Apples.
Apples. Say hello to my little friend. No, he throws apple bloom at them.
Anyway, we're getting off.
Yeah, we're getting way off topic.
There's nothing more that I could really say about this episode.
No, I was out of stuff to say about this episode 5 minutes ago.
Huh?
I was out of stuff to say about this episode 5 minutes ago.
So we just been kind of shooting the shit. Oh well. We'll see you next time after Pinkie Apple Pie.
Apples!
Apples. And pink.
Books!